So in this video, we're going to take a look at finding lengths of different shapes when we're given their area. We're going to look through a number of different examples in this video, and as always, I'm going to put the timestamps for these questions down in the description so you can find them more easily. So let's get started on our first example. So for this first question, we have that a square has a perimeter of 64 centimetres. We need to find the area of the square. So to begin with, we're going to start with the perimeter of our square. We've been told that the perimeter of the square is 64 centimetres, so from that we should be able to figure out the length of the square. As all the sides of a square have the same length, we can simply take the perimeter, which is 64, and divide that by how many sides there are, which are 4. So we're trying to do 64 divided by 4, so to begin with, how many times does 4 fit into 6? Well, that'll fit in once with a remainder of 2. And then how many times does 4 fit into 24? Well, that'll fit in 6 times exactly. So that means the sides of our square all have a length of 16 centimetres. So now to find the area of our square, we're simply going to do base times height. So we're going to be doing 16 times 16, or 16 squared. So let's do that here. We're going to do 16 multiplied by 16. Well, to begin with, we'd have 6 times 6, which is 36. So 6, I'm going to carry a 3. 6 times 1 is 6. Add on that 3 gives us a 9. So we've got 96 there. We're then moving over to this 1 in the bottom number in our tens column. So I need a placeholder in my units. Well, 1 times 6 is 6. And then 1 times 1 gives us 1. So we've got 160 there. We're then going to add these numbers together. So if we do 6 plus 0, that's going to give us 6. 9 add 6 is going to give us 15. So 5 here, carry over the 1. And then finally we've got 1, add the 1 we've just carried over, which gives us 2. So our final answer to the question, the area of the square would be 256. And because this is the area, it will be centimetres squared. And that'll be our final answer for this question. So for this next question, we've got that the diagram shows a right-angled triangle and a parallelogram. The area of the parallelogram is 3 times the area of the triangle. The perpendicular height of the parallelogram is h centimetres. We need to find the value of h. So we're going to be using 2 area formulas for this question. We've got our right angle triangle first. So the formula for the area of a right angle triangle is base times height. We then divide by 2. And then for our parallelogram, our formula would be base times its perpendicular height. Okay, so what are we going to do first? Well, we've got all the bits that we need to figure out the area of this triangle. So let's do that first. We're going to take the base, which is 8. We're then going to multiply that by the height, which is 5. We then divide by 2. Well, 8 times 5 gives us 40. And then when we divide that by 2, that's going to give us 20. So the area of our triangle would be 20 centimetres squared. Now looking back at the question, it says that the area of the parallelogram is 3 times the area of the triangle. So we know the area of the triangle is 20 centimetres squared. So if we then times that by 3, that's going to give us 60 centimetres squared. So that would be the area of our parallelogram. So now to find the value of h, we're just going to simply use the formula and we can put that equal to the area of the parallelogram. Because as we said at the beginning, to find the area of a parallelogram, we take the base, which in this case would be 12. We then multiply it by the height, which is h, what we're looking for, and that would give us the area of our parallelogram, which we now know is 60 centimetres squared. So on the left we have 12 multiplied by h, which is just 12h, is equal to 60. And now because we're solving for h, we've got to do the opposite of times by 12, which is divide by 12. So I'm going to divide both sides of the equation by 12. So 12h divided by 12 becomes h is equal to And then on the right, if we do 60 divided by 12, that gives us 5. So our value for h would simply be 5. Okay, let's take a look at one final example. Okay, and for this question, we've got that the diagram shows a trapezium with an area of 70 centimeters squared and a perpendicular height of h centimeters. Again, in this one, we need to find the value of h. So we want to use our area formula for a trapezium, which is a half of a plus b, which then we times by h. So a and b refer to the parallel sides of the trapezium, which as we're looking at it here would be the top and bottom lengths. So let's substitute in what we can. So we've got a half of, and then a and b, it doesn't really matter which way around we put these because we're simply adding them. So I'm going to say a is the 3 centimeters on top, so 3 plus b, which is the 7 centimeters on bottom, which then we times by h. Okay, what can we do here? Well, if we tidy up the bracket, we've got a half of 3 plus 7, which is 10, times h. And then I can multiply that 1/2 by 10, which gives us 5. So we've now got an expression, the area of the trapezium, which is 5h. So if 5h is the area of the trapezium as an expression, and we're told that the area is also 70, then we can create our equation. We know that 5h must be equal to 70. So to solve for h, all we're going to do now is divide both sides by 5. So that's going to give us h is equal to, and if we do 70 divided by 5, that's going to give us 14. So the value of h would be 14. So well done if you followed along with those questions. And that's it for this video. If you want to check out any other videos that are relevant to this one, then I've left some links for them down in the description, and I've also put a card in the top corner, so feel free to check them out. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, please feel free to leave a like and consider subscribing. If there are any topics at all that you'd like me to go through next, then please just let me know down in the comments, and I'll try to make some videos on those topics as soon as possible. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.